Have you ever thought about giving up? That moment when the weight of life seems to crush your shoulders, and you feel like you're standing at the edge of a cliff? As if the constant frustration and struggle are pushing you back, making you question everything you've done up until now. The feeling of being so close, yet so far, at the same time. I know exactly how you feel. I've been there too, and I know many of us have been through this. The inner struggle, the hours of effort with no reward, the feeling that no matter how hard you try, there's always something blocking your progress. What if I told you that this isn't a sign for you to quit, but a sign that you're closer than you think? The answer you've been searching for may be closer to you now than ever before. Now, before you make any decision, I want you to stop and reflect. Take a deep breath and think for a moment. What if, the only thing separating me from my big moment is just one more step? What if the answer I'm looking for is already right in front of me, just waiting to be recognized? Doubt is natural, frustration is real, but you're one step away from discovering something that could change everything. Don't give up now, this is the answer you need. I understand that you're tired. I understand that the feeling of being stuck is terrifying. But I also know that something is happening right now, within you and around you, that has the power to turn this pain into a positive turnaround. Have you ever felt like you're so close to something great, but at the same time, it feels like everything is conspiring against you? Like you're fighting an invisible battle, where forces you can't see are trying to stop you. It's not easy. I know that. The frustration consumes you, and the fear of not being able to move forward grows each day. But I want you to know something very important: you're not alone in this battle. No matter how lonely or lost you may feel, there is a force in action, around you and within you, that could be exactly what you need to transform this situation. Now, I want you to remember, what's happening in your life, even the struggles, could be the push you need to finally reach what you've always desired. Don't give up now, you're closer than you think. Sometimes, the hardest path is the one that teaches us the most. I don't know if you've ever stopped to reflect on this, but what seems to be the biggest obstacle in your life today, may be the very thing that will shape you most deeply. I understand how you feel. You're giving everything you've got, pushing yourself every day, facing battles that no one sees, but the results, they seem distant, almost unattainable. Have you ever wondered why you can't move forward? What's stopping you from progressing, even when you feel like you're giving it your all? Maybe you've tried many times, done everything you could, but still feel stuck, like you're going in circles. I know you feel that. And it's normal to question, why is this happening to me? Why, even though I'm trying, nothing changes? But what if I told you that there's an invisible force working against you? Something you can't see, but somehow seems to keep you in the same place. It could be fear, that paralyzing fear that shows up when you get close to success, or the doubt that sets in with every step. But maybe, and this is the hardest to accept, it's something even deeper. Something inside you that tells you that you're not capable, that makes you believe your dream is beyond your reach. Maybe you're fighting against your own limits, against an internal fear that makes you doubt your ability. And this is what hurts the most, because you start to wonder if, deep down, maybe you were never meant to make it happen. But here's the truth: this obstacle, this feeling of powerlessness, is not eternal. It doesn't have to be your reality forever. I know it's hard to believe. I know the voices inside you are powerful and can make you doubt every step you take. But what if I told you that the solution is closer than you think? What if the only thing you need right now is to change the way you see all of this? What if, with a simple change of perspective, you could see that what's holding you back is not something you can't overcome? It's not about magic, nor an immediate solution coming from outside. What you need now is just one thing: to believe that you can. You already have everything you need to overcome this inside of you. The question is, are you willing to believe that change can happen now? Are you willing to make the decision to not give up? I know you're tired. I know that frustration is draining your energy, and many times you feel like you're on the verge of giving up. I know the weight is heavy, and the temptation to throw it all away is strong. But you also know that deep down, there's something inside you that refuses to give up. Something that tells you that you can do more. I believe in that. I believe in you. Now, the question is, do you also believe you can change everything with your decision to not give up? What you need now is to look at this situation from another angle. Look at this obstacle with new eyes, because it won't last forever. Change can start now, and you have the power to take the first step. But wait. I know what you're thinking. How can I change this? How can I break this cycle of frustration that seems endless? I understand your doubt, the feeling of being stuck in a maze where the answers never show up. But I want you to know something important. There's something greater at work right now, and maybe you haven't noticed it yet. Perhaps you can't see it, but there's a force, invisible to your eyes, that's by your side, guiding you, supporting you. It's like a soft light that doesn't go out, even in the darkest nights. Even when you're lost and hopeless, this light is there, waiting for you. It never abandons you, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Have you ever felt that presence, even without understanding what it is? Something that pushed you to keep going, even when there seemed to be no more strength? I know it can be hard to understand this, but this force doesn't ask you to be perfect or to have all the answers right now. It doesn't ask anything from you except one thing: to believe. Believe, even when the paths seem unclear, even when fear tries to paralyze you. What's by your side doesn't ask for more than your trust, your permission for it to manifest in your life. It already has the power to transform, but it needs something from you. It needs you to allow yourself to believe, even when everything around you says otherwise. This is the first step. This silent, yet powerful presence is preparing the way for you, but to see it, you need to stop and listen. It's there, guiding, preparing the ground, but you will only notice it when you open your eyes to it. I know that, maybe, you've doubted this before, maybe you've wondered if there's really something or someone by your side, but what you need to understand now is that this energy is not something distant. It's inside you and around you. It's surrounding you, ready to help, but don't be fooled, it can't do the work alone. You need to do your part. You need to accept. Change won't happen if you keep resisting it. Your destiny is not tied to a path of failure or stagnation. It's tied to a journey of growth, and all that growth starts with one simple decision: to not give up. You have the power to allow this force to manifest in your life. You have the key to unlock what comes next. But for that, you need to take the first step, and that step is to believe that change is possible. Your future starts now, and the decision to not give up is what will put you on the right path. Now, imagine for a moment that you're in the middle of a dark path, where doubts and fears rise like invisible walls, blocking your view. You feel this force around you, but you still don't know how to get through. You can't clearly see the next step. You're stuck in a moment of total uncertainty, and it's in this very moment that the tension is strongest. The feeling of being completely lost, that nothing around you makes sense, is overwhelming. The obstacle seems impenetrable, as if you're standing in front of a wall with no doors or windows. And, I know, you're asking yourself, how will I get out of this? Where's the way out? Where's the light that they say will appear? But it's exactly in this moment that transformation happens. No, you're not seeing everything at once, you're not getting all the answers right now, but believe me, help is closer than you think. What you need, right now, is to make a decision. Yes, your decision. You can continue fighting alone, trying to force things to happen, or you can do something different now. You can choose to believe that the help, the answer you've been looking for, is there, waiting for you, but it will only reveal itself when you make the decision to act. I know it's hard. I know fatigue is hitting hard, that the pressure is pushing you back, making you think you don't have the strength to continue. I understand that, in many moments, you just want to give up and stop trying. But, think about this for a moment, every instant of doubt, every moment of fear that you're facing right now, is actually a disguised opportunity. A chance to grow. Because, let me tell you something you already know, but maybe have forgotten, the most precious things in life never come for free. They don't come without effort, they don't come without you having to fight a little harder, resist, and sometimes even get lost a bit to find yourself. Now, I ask you to look at what you're living with a different perspective. Every moment of difficulty, every resistance, is shaping you, creating the foundation for the future you can't fully see yet. Because, believe me, the answer you seek is already inside you. It's in your heart, waiting to be recognized. What's missing now is no longer an external solution, it's no longer a miracle. What's missing is the courage to take the next step, to move forward, even without clearly seeing what comes next. Because, believe me, you've already come so far, and the only obstacle left between you and what you want is your own decision to continue. And here's the choice you need to make now, at the exact moment when the tension peaks, to continue or to give up. The decision is completely in your hands. I know that, looking at everything you've been through, this choice may seem impossible, it may seem like you don't have the strength to go on. But here's the raw truth, the only one who can stop you now is yourself. Only you have the power to decide if you'll take the next step or stay where you are, stuck in the same limiting reality. No matter how dark the path seems, the future you desire is ahead of you, waiting for you. But to reach it, you need to make a decision now. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. If you choose to continue, even without seeing all the paths ahead, you will discover something extraordinary. You will discover that your strength is beyond what you imagine. You'll realize that you are capable of overcoming obstacles that seemed impossible. But if you choose to give up, you'll stay stuck in the same reality, with the same doubts, the same cycle of frustration. The future you dream of won't just appear. It needs to be earned, and it will only be earned when you decide to move forward, when you decide that your journey is worth more than the fear of the unknown. You have the power to shape your reality. The choice you make now doesn't just affect your immediate future, it defines your growth, the person you will become. Every decision you make now is a reflection of who you choose to be. Will you be the person who overcame, who looked at the difficulties and found the strength to move forward, or will you be the person who let themselves be stopped? The choice is yours, and only you can make that choice. Take a moment to breathe. Feel the gravity of this decision. Let this moment of reflection expand. Now, without rushing, ask yourself, which version of me do I want to be? The version that gives up and clings to fear, or the version that overcomes, that moves forward, that believes in their own strength, even when everything around them seems to say the opposite? This is the choice you have now. The choice of who you want to be in a month, in a year, in a decade. And it all starts with the simple yet powerful act of believing that you can. The decision is in your hands. The next step is waiting for you. It doesn't matter how difficult it's been so far. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen, how many doors you've knocked on, or how many times the path seemed to close before you. The truth is, you've already come a long way, much further than you realize. Every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, has brought you to this moment. You didn't get here by chance. Everything you've gone through up until now, all the struggles, the falls, the victories, have prepared you for this exact moment. And I want you to understand one important thing. The only thing separating you from the transformation you're seeking is your decision to move forward. Right now, in this very second, you have the power to change everything. The only thing you need to do is make the decision not to give up. I know the path may seem challenging. I know the journey may leave you exhausted, sometimes without the strength to take the next step. But the truth is, you have what it takes to keep going. You have everything inside you, the strength, the courage, the resilience. Even if you can't see it all right now, one step at a time is enough. Every small movement, every little action, brings you closer and closer to the future you desire. The future is not far, it's not in some inaccessible place. It's waiting for you to make a decision now. Your decision is the key. What you choose to do now will determine your entire tomorrow. What you desire most, everything you've imagined for your life, is closer than you think. I know sometimes, discouragement makes you believe it's far away, but the truth is, you've already come a long way, and what lies ahead is the next step. And with every step, you are closer than you've ever imagined. Don't give up now, because what is waiting for you ahead is greater than any fear or doubt you've carried. The future you desire is already being prepared for you. And the only requirement to get there is to keep going, take the next step, without looking back. Now, make your choice. Life is waiting for you to make this decision, the decision that will change everything. You don't need to know how everything will happen, you just need to believe that the next step is what will open the doors to your future. Believe, you already have everything inside you. Now, all that's left is for you to decide to move forward.